Shalom. All praises and glory be unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakadash, the abundance to the other apostles, at Great Millstone, under citation to Akim is laboring. Shalom to the elect, the nation of Israel. Also, shalom to you, few Akwaf that believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Shalom to you. Um, I had an article that I'm going to get into. And, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Um, it comes from statista.com, and it's concerning the debt of Babylon, so-called United States of America. Now, as we know, when you look up the debt, the U.S. debt is about $29 trillion, and as I speak, they're within the you got the House of Senate, you got the Congress. They all talking about this government shutdown. So pretty much, I'm getting into the pretty much the debt that Esau has, and it's just a beautiful time that we're living in because we see the fall of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, begin with the elites, central banking families, on down, and your economy, all right, is a true testament to all the riches you've gained, all right, still, yet your economy is falling. All the resources that this place is stolen, and who controls the resources or who has the most resources, they have the riches. And so pretty much with all them resources stolen, you're still in debt. All right, and you're trying to protect your hegemony around the world, but it's not going to work because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is bringing you down. All right, and let's get into this debt. In August 2021, the public debt of the United States was around 28.43 trillion US dollars, around 1.7 trillion more than the year earlier, when it was around 26.73 trillion US dollars. The public debt has become one of the most prominent political issues in the states in recent years, with debate over how to handle it causing political turmoil between Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, when I watched the news earlier, the Republicans are refusing to raise the debt ceiling, and they're trying to take a hard stance. All right, and the Democrats want to raise it. All right, so with the government shutdown looming very rapidly, they're in the stalemate. All right, so we look forward to this economy crashing. Everything as far as the plagues are happening to this place, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, to see you fall, Esau is beautiful. What comes to mind first? Let's get that. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, need to keep it at home. Who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and even unto him all people." And the philosophies of this place, the world status quo of democracy. You always go into these other lands or these other countries, demonizing their leaders, destroying them, to steal the resources to set up occupation and infrastructure in these places. And now the very infrastructure of this place, so-called America, which is Babylon the Great, is falling. All right, it's falling right before our very eyes. All right, and you are as death, because everywhere you go, you causes great loss of life. All right. Everyone knows when the so-called white men enter into their land that, hey, death is approaching. Okay. And this is the great melting pot, because it says, heaping unto him himself all people basically. This is the melting pot. It's a representation of all the nations are within this land. Okay. So, slack it 1 second. Okay. So, verse 6, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a turning proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laded himself with thick clay. Now you look that word clay up in the Blue Letter Diction, BlueLetterBible.org. Which I'm going to, bear me 1 second. All right, and you do gather that which is not yours, because those riches or those resources do not belong to you, Esau. The riches belong to the people of that land. All right. The book of I clicked on it. Turn back. All right, here we go. Good. Come on, man. Phone acting crazy, Shalaki. The word clay. It's the Lashwan Kodash word is abayat or batyat. It says weight of pledges, heavy debts, and that's what the U.S. dollar is. It's a debt note, and that's why we call it a fiat currency, because it's basically like a promise note of paying the debt, and the debt never paid. Okay, so with the amount of debt that you've heaped onto yourself, there's no way this place can get out of debt. You notice the debt constantly increases. There's no slowdown of the debt. There's no um, lowering the debt. The debt ceiling always being raised. All right, year by year. All right, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. The debt ceiling always increasing. That's why it's always gonna come up. As far as the debt ceiling, all right, when they try to increase the amount of government spending. Okay, it says pawn goods by false. It says pledging goods, hence load of debt which one has contracted. See, so you contracted all this debt because you haven't paid your bills. All right, you stole all your resources, and yet you're still broke, because what the elites of you Edomites have done, the Amalekites, the central banking families, they got all the real riches, the gold, silver, they got all that. And what they give you is a Federal Reserve note, all right, the U.S. dollar, as you know it as. Like I said, it's a debt note, okay. And I think I got one in my pocket. Then bear me 1 second. It's a debt note. All right, let's see here. It says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. So again, this is the currency. All right. which is nothing. All right, but a dead tree with ink on it. All right, it's nothing of good. It's nothing of value. When you're exchanging goods um, for gain or riches or money or just currency, period, it's supposed to have value to it. This has no value. All right, so it's nothing but debt you've been collecting. As far as any of you that think you got a lot of money, all that old riffraff, you really don't have that, but accumulate a lot of debt notes. Okay, all right, and that's something that we as men of the Lord we know. We know that the so-called money you get here is basically an IOU. All right, this is let's see, First Timothy chapter 6 verse 17. It says, "Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy." Yeah, you Israelites, man. You Israelites in the entertaining world, you get these riches, and you're rich, all right? You got all these accumulated Federal Reserve notes, and you think that you're on some level. Which in Esau world you are. You're on a level higher than us common Israelites, as far as us low level Israelites that by living status. I'll say that. All right. When I say low level, I mean low living status. All right. And you trust in them riches. That's why you do everything in your power to keep those riches, and you sell your soul and do whatever, what have you, to maintain them, to keep that check rolling or those federal notes rolling into your bank account. Okay, but what happens when the bank account is no longer there to access, except you have the charagma? You know, this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9, verse 14. For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices but uncertain. And that's pretty much how you Israelites think that's in that world. All right, you think that you know you think that you're on some type of high level, but you're really miserable. All right, you're really miserable. Uh, you have a shallow life, and you want to be normal again, but you don't want to live like a normal Israelite again. Okay, and that's why you're going to be destroyed ultimately because you trust in those riches. All right, you trust in them riches, and you think you made it. All right, but you're just a low level prostitute in the entertainment world. All right, James chapter 5 verse 1, it says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." Yeah, that's the elites of Esau. All right, and even you Israelites that have a form of riches. You big name athletes, movie actors, what have you. All right, it says, "How for your miseries are come upon you." All right, it says verse 2, "Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth eaten." And your riches are corrupted. You didn't get them honestly. All right, you didn't honestly get those riches. You basically um, did some type of satanic worship, whether you engage in abominable acts by being a homosexual, lesbian, what have you, bestiality. They do a lot of the wicked, weird things in that world. Okay, and we all know it. We all know it. It's been exposed years ago. Excuse me. The whole world been exposed years ago. All right, but it's been uh, exposed um, fully. All right, through the scriptures. All right, through Yahweh Shem Shah putting on the spirit of men and the Lord to bring it out through the scriptures. All right. It says verse 3, your gold and silver is cankered. Whoa, cankered. Let's look that word up. It's like it says cankered, right? Give me 1 second. Canker, it says spreading ulcer, cancerous tumor, malignant tumor, literally crab. It says canker, sore, abscess. Yeah, well, what does the scripture say about money? All right, let's get that. All right, this is the book of well, man, I don't know why my phone taking so long. Same book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. It says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows." And that's really you guys within Israel calling yourself leaders, and you taking that bag. Guys like General Yohana, we know you sold out, nigga. I mean, come on, man. That's why you're able to maintain that big belly you got, man. I mean, what a low life, man. Okay? A lot of you guys got that bag, man. That's why you don't teach this truth, man. You may teach the basics, as far as like you got guys like Nathaniel. They teach you basic things, but they go off. And if you love your neighbor, which is your fellow Israelite, you're supposed to teach them the whole truth. But because you getting that money, remember we're bumalites. We're bums. All right. But you got that bag, so you boasting in your riches, man. It says, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Yeah, the scriptures speak about filthy lucre, filthy money, man, filthy gain, filthy monetary funds. So you understand, and that's why a lot of guys call themselves pastors, man, or so-called spiritual leaders. They do it for money. They don't teach just they don't teach the Bible. Period. Because if they did, if you're not Israelite, you gonna walk up out of there from so-called churches. Okay, let's go back to James. Man, it's all a joke what you guys do, man. Back in James chapter 5, verse 3, it says, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last days. Yeah, you top Edomites, you heaped up all the treasures and riches for the last days, because you know that the destruction of this place in your society, all right, is drawing nigh, all right, very rapidly. So you heap their riches to survive, to try and survive the destruction, which some of the you're gonna have elites of Esau survive. All right, that links up with the book of Psalms, that 148, 149, where it speaks about to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, because the elites of Esau is going to actually survive. And it says, though they dig into hell, yet shall the Most High hand take hold on them, because He's going to use us, to put the Spirit on us to go around and grab them up and put them on chains, man, and fetters of iron, because we're going to have spiritual powers in that day, the immortal bodies. Okay. Verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers, who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. Yeah, the main ones who go and get your resources, or those riches. Same thing, it ties in together. As far as you think about how does Esau get his riches? While the resources he gathers, well, really steals, because you're the great thief of the earth. All right, the laborers are the military. Because the military is the ones, use your military so to go on these lands and set up occupation, military posts, control the oil fields, what have you, poppy fields, you name it. Okay? I mean, even down to the us workers that work in your society. We don't get paid like we supposed to get paid. We get paid a whole week later. We supposed to get paid the same day. And then you're taking out taxes upon us. You tax us for things we ain't gonna even be able to see or get back. You see? But that remind you of Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where it says that we're made to pay tributes. All right? You know, Jake and your military. Jake make up most of the military. The Israelites, man. So-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans. That's the makeup of your military. I mean, you have Edomites that join. The main troops or soldiers are Israelites, man. From all the 12 tribes. Even when they come from different lands. It says, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and have been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Yeah, because that's ultimately, the rich man really is Esau, man. Okay? Ultimately, the rich man is Esau, man. Okay? And that's how he did live in pleasure in the earth. What is his blessing? Let's go to the book of Genesis 27. All right? Genesis 27 and 38. And Esau said unto his father was Isaac, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Yeah, because this is after the fact that our forefather Jacob had got the blessing, rightfully so. Okay, Isaac was blind, and he put on goat skin. All right, to when he go to his father Isaac, he would feel like Esau, So he got over. That was the word, he supplanted Isaac, which through the spirit it was the right thing to do because it's supposed to went to Jacob anyway, and that's why the Heavenly Father blessed Jacob, our forefather. It says, verse 39, and this is the point. And Isaac, his father, answered and said to him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Yeah, the riches. That's what fatness mean. That's why you hear Ishmael. When you see the Ishmaelites talking about things that Esau have done, and what they say, Esau came over, thrown down in government, and he lived off the fat of the land. That's what Esau does. All right. Fat of the land is what? The resources, which leads to what? Riches. It's common sense, man. That's why wars are fought. They ain't fought over no fucking terrorism. They fought over resources, man. It says, verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Yeah, man. Your sword is how you get these riches. Okay, it tells you that. We always bring this out, and it's appropriate, man, because it tells you the exact nature of the so-called white man Esau. Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And that's why you able to do the things you do in the earth, man. It's in the power of your hands right now. The Most High put you in that ruling seat, and you act upon it by going around the earth with your sword and causing violence. Upon the people, start with their leaders. Verse 2, he's going to explain it. And they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even the man and his heritage. Yeah, you proclaim violence, or you approach with violence your military, all right, with the sword, missiles, and that's how you get it. Oh, you cover the land by oh, they got resources over here. What they got over here? Oh, they got this. We need to go over there and seize that. Send in the troops. First, to start with your media. Your media is the first thing you do. Every time every time America invades somebody, it's always doing this to the people, doing this to the people. So Assad is gassing the people. Gaddafi is doing this to the people. Everybody doing something to the people, just to justify using your military and the military alliance that you have created to go in them lands and steal the resources, man. Okay, we know what the hell you up to, Esau, but you can't lie to us, man. All right, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai is working with us on the right hand side. All right, we're the sons of the Most High, and He put on our spirits to bring this out and to know what you're doing. That's why it says in the book of Corinthians, what's that? Corinthians. Let's see here. Let's go to it. 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Yeah, we're not ignorant of his devices because Satan works on the left hand side of the Heavenly Father, and we get our power uh, through Yahweh Shai on the right hand side of the Heavenly Father. Okay, and you don't have an advantage of us because Yahweh Shem Shai is dealing with us on the right hand side. Okay, so we're not ignorant of your devices. We know that when you go into these different lands, what you're doing. Okay, that's why that recompense is coming for you. All right, all the riches you've gained. All right, all the riches you've gained. All right, that's just more and more things that you owe. First to us Israelites, and even to the rest of the nations. Okay, Job chapter 20, verse 15. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Heavenly Father shall cast them out of his belly. Yeah, that's you. You gather riches, and you storm and storm and storm. As far as the elites of Esau, because you low level Edomites, man. You just low level, man. All right, those central banking families, they got the real money. They don't want to control the money. Okay, you other ones just administer, whatever laws or legislation they advise you to do. That's it. Okay, and most time your father's gonna cause you to vomit up them riches, man. Meaning what? You're gonna give them up. All right, because you in debt, and really all you heathen owe us. Okay, but you Esau, you got the most debt that's owed to us Israelites, man. Okay. I'm gonna jump down to verse 18. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not. Yeah, man. All the riches you got, and yet you constantly oppress us. We don't have nothing. All the money you've stolen, everything you've stolen from us, and everything, man. You amassed a lot of riches, man, and you still gnash upon us with your teeth. Meaning what? You still oppress us sorely, man. Working these shit jobs. Many of us have to work 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet. Like you need to lay up. I mean, even the average Edom might live better than Jake, man. I mean, the average one live better than Jake. I'm talking about Jake. I don't even, man. It's rare you find a Jake with a savings like a decent savings, if any at all. But you Edomites, you have savings, man. Okay, and our people the one built this fucking society up that you see today. Okay? And that's why I can't wait to see your fall, man. It's coming. It's coming. We just patiently waiting. Here's the patience and faith of the saints. Right? Everything that you've stolen, all right? Everything that you've stolen is going to be is going to be returned to us. All right. Let's see. Proverbs 27:24. It says, "For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation?" Yeah, because what do you think, Esau? You think what was the Psalms 49:11? The Aaron thought is that the house should continue forever, and that the willing places from generation to generation. You want this to continue forever, but like the scripture said in James, your riches, your gold and silver is cankered, man. It's over, man. All that for what? To be destroyed and to be returned back into the rightful owners, which is us Israelites. So the Most High taking you down, man, right now. The economy is falling, straight up falling, man. All right. Then I'm gonna get ready to close. Well, this is a good thing for us Israelites, man. All right. Let's see. Revelation 18:17. This is gonna be um for you for you Edomites, man, for your kingdom. Revelation 18:17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, "What city is like unto this great city?" Because everything that this city have stolen and gotten to be wealthy, all right, it's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. Okay, so hey, Barak Y'all shop for that. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna say shalom. All right, shalom to the next time.